In this video, you'll learn two of the most important things about vinyl lettering and graphics, how we produce the vinyl, and then how to apply it correctly. Let's start with how vinyl is produced. People are often amazed at the process because they've never seen it before. First, your custom vinyl order is sent to the plotter to be cut, one color at a time. The plotter cuts out the individual shapes of letters, logos, and other graphics with a razor-sharp knife blade. The knife blade is set to a certain pressure, so it cuts through the vinyl without cutting through the paper backing. Once the raw vinyl material is cut, our vinyl specialist will prepare the vinyl and apply the transfer tape to make it easy for you to transfer each section to your glass window. Next up, I'll show you how this transfer tape works to keep your message straight and level, so you don't have to apply each letter one at a time. The very first step to applying your vinyl letters and graphics is to clean the surface thoroughly. Now, you don't want to use any cleaners that you have at home because even though you can't see it, they will leave behind a film on your window, and that will end up being between the window and the vinyl, making it not stick as well. So don't use any cleaners that you have at home. Instead, you'll want to use these cleaners that we provide you in your Vinyl Magic application kit. The first cleaner you're going to use is the deep cleaner, and you just want to spray this on your window. Cover the entire surface that you're going to be working with, wait 45 seconds, and then wipe it off. Once you've cleaned with the deep cleaner, you're going to apply the application fluid. This will remove anything that the deep cleaner has left behind. The next step is we're going to place our vinyl about where we want it to go on the door. So to do that, we're just going to put a piece of tape in each corner and then stick it up on the door in the roundabout area where we want it to go. The next step is you're going to figure out the center of your graphic and the center part of your door and line that up so that you'll make sure your graphic is going to be centered on your door. Even though it looks like it might be right now, we might be just a little bit off in one direction or another, and that will be more obvious when we take this mask off. So we want to make sure it's lined up perfectly before we go any further. The first thing I'm going to do is measure the door. It measures 30 inches. So I'm going to put a piece of tape right here in the center at 15 inches because that's the very middle of the door. Now I'm going to put a line right here where the 15 is, so I know exactly on this tape where the center of the door is. Now I'm going to do the same thing with my graphic and measure from one end of the graphic to the other so I can find the center of it. My graphic is 27 inches. So at 13.5 inches, I'm going to put a piece of tape and a line so I know exactly where the center of my graphic is. So as you can see, even though I thought I had lined this up pretty accurately on the door, this is the center of my graphic and this is the center of the door, so I was a little bit off. So what I'll do is just move this over and retape it here where the lines will match up. Now that we know this is in the center of the door, we want to make sure it's level on each side. So to do that, I'm going to measure from the top of the door down to a flat, level part of the graphic on each side and make sure it's the same measurement. Then we'll know it's level all the way across. This side's 12.5, so we'll go to the other side. And it's slightly lower, so I'm going to move it up just a little bit. Now I'm going to go back to the other side because sometimes when you move one side, the other side will move a little as well. $12.5 on both sides. Now we know it's level. Now that we have our graphic exactly where we want it on the door, we're going to hinge this on here to make it stay on here while we actually apply it. You're going to put half the masking tape on the graphic and half of it on the window. All the way across. Once you have it hinged, you can lift it up and see that you can pull the graphic up to work underneath here, but it's going to stay in place because of the hinge tape up here.